The day my Portuguese dream took a sad turn is a memory that still feels strangely warm and cold at the same time, as if destiny itself wanted to remind me that dreams are beautiful but they're also unpredictable, fragile, and sometimes painfully honest. It all began on the morning I landed in Lisbon with a suitcase heavier than my past and a heart brighter than the Atlantic sun, convinced that this golden city of tiled walls and echoing fado would become the place where my life finally aligned with the vision I had carried for years, a vision made of simple things: peace, stability, belonging, and the kind of joy that doesn't require permission to exist. For the first few days everything felt magical, the streets of Alfama alive with music and narrow turns, the aroma of freshly baked pastéis de nata pulling me from one corner to another, and the kindness of strangers who greeted me with "bom dia" in accents that felt like soft waves against the shore, and I truly believed I had finally arrived at the chapter of my life where everything would begin to make sense. But dreams don't break in one moment, they crack slowly, starting with small inconveniences that you dismiss as temporary, like the first landlord who smiled too big and demanded an extra month's rent for security, or the job interview that went perfectly until they asked for documents I didn't yet have, or the silent evenings in my tiny rented room where the loneliness pressed into my chest as I scrolled through pictures of friends back home who seemed to be moving forward while I struggled to find ground. Still, I didn't let go because hope is a stubborn flame, and mine kept burning even as the wind changed, and so I pushed harder, learning Portuguese phrases late into the night, applying for every job I could find, walking miles every day under the warm sky imagining the day I'd proudly say, "I made it here." But the universe has a way of testing you exactly where you're most fragile, and my real breaking point came one afternoon when I received an email that the job I had been waiting for, the one that was supposed to fix everything, had gone to someone else, someone local, someone who didn't require extra paperwork, and though I told myself not to cry, my eyes betrayed me as I looked at the city from the Miradouro da Senhora do Monte and realized how small I was compared to the life I was trying so hard to build. But still I didn't give up, because giving up felt like betraying my own soul, so I kept going, until the day my dream truly collapsed in the most unexpected way, a day that started beautifully with golden light and a quiet heart, but ended with a cracked phone screen, an empty wallet, and the terrifying realization that I had nowhere to stay when the landlord suddenly doubled the rent and told me I had 2 days to leave because someone else is willing to pay more, and I didn't know what hurt more, the injustice of it or the helplessness in my chest as I stood outside the old building holding my suitcases like anchors dragging me down. But life is cruel in layers, and as I walked toward the metro to figure out my next move, I discovered that my backpack had been unzipped and my documents stolen, everything I needed to work, to stay, to survive, gone in a single moment that felt both unreal and devastatingly real, and for the first time since arriving in Portugal, I felt the weight of defeat settle inside me like a stone sinking to the very bottom of my spirit. That night I sat at the edge of the Tagus River watching the water move endlessly as if mocking the stillness of my life, and though tears slipped quietly down my face, I tried to tell myself that maybe this was just a moment, just a temporary setback, but the truth was louder than my hope now. My dream had taken a turn I was not prepared for, twisting into a reality that left me stranded between wanting to stay and needing to survive, and in the silence of the night I finally allowed myself to feel the heartbreak of it all, the heartbreak of realizing that sometimes a dream is not denied, just delayed, reshaped, or paused by a life that knows more than we do. And as I breathed in the cool river air I understood something deeper than any success could teach, that courage is not only found in chasing a dream, but also in facing the moment it breaks, standing up again, and deciding whether to continue or to choose a new path. The next morning I contacted the embassy, gathered what little money I had left, and began the process of returning home, not as a failure but as someone who dared to live a dream even when the world tried to shake it from my hands. And though I left Portugal with heaviness in my chest, I also carried an unexpected gift, a lesson that dreams don't always turn out the way we imagine, but they always teach us who we really are, and that sadness is not the end of a dream, just another chapter in a story still unfolding, waiting for the day when life, not luck, opens the right door, and this time, I'll walk through it stronger, wiser, and unafraid of the turns that come. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll away, share it, spread it, and let someone else feel seen today. And hit subscribe so you never miss another story that speaks to the deepest parts of who you are.